This is the most stupid person I have ever seen. He knew that the girl couldn't swim, but he still picked her up. The girl was filled with joy, but without thinking, he took her and jumped straight into the deep sea. He didn't realize that his stupidity would cause great danger to everyone. As soon as Xiaomi fell into the water, she started to get scared of the water. Her face turned pale in an instant. Da Zhuang then realized that he had made a big mistake. He quickly called his companions. He wanted to lift Xiaomi back into the boat, but they noticed that there was no ladder to get into the boat. In fact, Da Zhuang forgot to lower the ladder while having fun. Everyone was scared when they saw the nearly 3-meter-high boat wall. It was almost impossible to climb so high. They were more than 100 kilometers from the shore. There were no people around. The worst thing was that no one had warm clothes on. If they couldn't get into the boat quickly, they would freeze to death in the cold water. At that time, they saw a boat. Everyone started waving for help, but the people on that boat didn't understand their situation. They just waved politely and left. Without anyone's help, Da Zhuang brought an inflatable toy. He stood on it and tried to hold on to the boat's railing, but before he could stand, he fell. The toy also burst and was ruined. Still, he did not give up. He went to the back of the boat and tried to hold on to something. He jumped and held onto a part tightly. Then he tried to climb up, but it was weak. It quickly broke. He failed and returned. Then the bearded man gave him a piece of advice. He told everyone to take off their clothes and make a rope. If they could hold onto the boat's railing with the rope, they would be able to climb up. Everyone started working quickly. They threw the rope and it successfully caught. Everyone was very happy. The bearded man started climbing. After trying a lot, he almost reached the top. He could have climbed up in a little while. Just then, the rope let go. Their hopes were shattered again. Everyone was very disappointed. At that moment, the sound of a baby crying was heard from the boat. Xiaomi thought that her 1-month-old baby was inside the boat. Mother's love overcame her fear. She regained her courage. Her husband also realized that something had to be done. He put on a diving mask and went into the water with a knife. But he did not know that his decision would make the situation worse. 3 men and 3 women went into the water. One said to take off their clothes and have fun. But later, when they got on the boat, they realized that the ladder had not been lowered. There was only a small child on the boat. The boat was so slippery that it was impossible to get on. Everyone was scared. Just then, the phone rang. Everyone swam towards the sound. They saw that the phone was in his pants. The bearded man jumped up and pulled his pants off. He took the phone out of his bag, but the mobile phone was not waterproof. Before they could pick up the phone, the mobile phone turned off and was completely destroyed. The bearded man got angry and threw the phone straight into the sea. Seeing no hope of rescue, Shia Azwa took a knife and dived under the boat. He was trying to find a gap below, but the bottom of the boat was very hard. He could not make a single crack with all his strength. When he was about to climb up, the small knife in his mouth fell off. He quickly swam down. Even though he grabbed the knife, his oxygen was almost gone. He was out of breath. While climbing up quickly, he accidentally hit the propeller hard. When his companions found him, he was almost unconscious. Blood was coming out of his ears. In this condition, urgent treatment was needed. Otherwise, it was not possible to save him. The bearded man took the knife and started hitting the wall of the boat. He wanted to climb up with the help of the knife. But Da Zhuang saw that his expensive boat was damaged and went to stop him. The two started fighting in the water. Still, the bearded man did not stop. He raised the knife again. Just then, Da Zhuang grabbed him tightly. Everyone later realized that the knife had entered his chest. He took out the knife and threw it away. The water around him turned red with blood. His companions tried to stop the bleeding, but it was not possible to stop the bleeding in the water. He died in a short time. His girlfriend could not bear the sight and drowned in the water. Seeing his friends die like this, Da Zhuang was very remorseful. However, he said that he was obliged. When everyone asked, he told the truth about the boat. He was not the owner of the boat. He was an employee who earned 4,000 taka per month. He had rented the boat with 3 months' salary, just to show off in front of his friends. If the boat was destroyed, he would not be able to pay compensation in his entire life. Even though everyone was angry, he had no strength to say anything else. Now the most important thing was to survive. One girlfriend went to seek help from a friend. He said that he would come back when he got help, but he did not come back. What was worse was that she had already suffered a head injury. Having been in the water for 10 hours, she lost the opportunity for treatment. Xiaomi saw her lover dying in front of her. Out of the group of 6, only 2 were left alive. Suddenly, heavy rain started. If they don't get up quickly, they will drown. Just then, Dazhong came up with a way out. He broke his diving goggles and found a way to get in. He stuck his head in the gap of the boat and made a place to climb. After a lot of effort, Xiaomi was able to grab the railing. He stepped on Dazhong's hand. Dazhong's hand was breaking due to the weight. Still, he endured. Finally, Xiaomi was able to get up. Then Dazhong let go of his hand and screamed in pain. Xiaomi quickly went down the stairs, but Dazhong didn't get up. He thought that 4 friends had died because of his mistake. He no longer had the courage to live. He turned around and went far away. He got lost in the dark sea. Anyway, today's story ends here. If you want to get more like this regularly, be sure to subscribe. Thank you.